Good morning again. So we are entered a period of practice carrying the question of what is a true human being? What is our deepest heart's desire and how do we live it and embody it? Thich Nhat Hanh is our guide, his teachings during this time. But it's always up to each one of us to find what is the language of our own hearts, to listen deeply, to pay attention in this body. So we'll start with So Simple by Thich Nhat Hanh. You can just breathe as I recite this simple mantra with you. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I notice that my in-breath has become deeper. Breathing out, I notice that my out-breath has become slower. Breathing in, I calm myself. Breathing out, I feel at ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, I feel it is a wonderful moment. These verses can be summarized in the following way. In, out. Deep, slow. Calm, ease. Smile, release. Present moment, wonderful moment. When your mind is swirling, as it might during this day of sitting, you don't have to fight it. You don't have to jump on board, or as Suzuki Roshi says, offer it a cup of tea, sit down with it. Just come back, in, out. It's okay. It's okay, whatever it is. There is this deep ground. There is this Thich Nhat Hanh calls it the historical dimension. We are in time and space, linear time and space. You do have a particular karmic stream conditioning. And we are simultaneously completely interbe with everything, everything. In, out. We are literally breathing each other and the whole world in and out. We can and are creating and co-creating the world through body, speech, and mind. That's why it's so important to know, in whatever way the words arise, and they can change, your deepest heart's desire, your vow. What is it you really want for yourself and for the world and for those that you love and for those that you don't love? Because that's the through line. That's what we keep coming back to. That's called continuous practice. I'm going to read you a poem by Thich Nhat Hanh that I think most of you have heard before, and maybe you've heard it from me, but it's one I've come back to since I first heard it in the probably early 70s during the Vietnam War. Please call me by my true names. Don't say that I will depart tomorrow. Even today, I am still arriving. Look deeply. Every second I am arriving, to be a bud on a spring branch, to be a tiny bird with still fragile wings, learning to sing in my new nest, to be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower, to be a jewel hiding itself in a stone. I still arrive in order to laugh and to cry, to fear and to hope. The rhythm of my heart is the birth and death of all that is alive. The rhythm of my heart is the birth and death of all that is alive. I am the mayfly metamorphosizing on the surface of the river, and I am the bird that swoops down to swallow the mayfly. I am the frog swimming happily in the clear water of a pond, and I am the grass snake that silently feeds itself on the frog. I am the child in Uganda, all skin and bones, my legs as thin as bamboo sticks, and I am the arms merchant selling deadly weapons to Uganda. Just put in modern day words, meaning of this time, not so difficult. I am the 12-year-old girl refugee in a small boat who throws herself into the ocean after being raped by a sea pirate. And I am the pirate, my heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. My heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. And I am a member of the Politburo with plenty of power in my hands. And I am the man who has to pay his debt of blood to my people dying slowly in forced labor camps. My joy is like spring, so warm it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is like a river of tears, so vast it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true names so I can hear all my cries and laughter at once. So I can see my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true name so I can wake up. And so the door of my heart can be left open, the door of compassion. In, out, deep, slow. In, out. Thich Nhat Hanh has a commentary about when he wrote this poem. I'm just going to read you parts of it. He says, look deeply at your own suffering and the suffering of the world. Because if you put your own suffering outside of this and just jump out there to that suffering out there, you're going to miss in, out. Thich Nhat Hanh said when he looked deeply, he saw that if he had been born in the village of the pirate and raised in the same conditions he was, that he would now be the pirate. There is a great likelihood that I would become a pirate. I can't condemn myself so easily. And he looked and he looked. And saw that if we do not do something about this, the confusion in our own minds and the confusion of the world, it will go on and on. After a long meditation, he wrote this poem and saw that in the poem there are three people: the 12-year-old girl, the pirate, and me, Thich Nhat Hanh. Can we look at each other and recognize ourselves in each other? The title of the poem is Please Call Me by My True Names, because I have so many names. You have so many names. You have the good Susan and the bad Susan and the one I like and the one that I don't like and the confused one and the calm one and the anxious one. And the one, if you look deeply, you realize that if you were pushed hard enough or brought up in causes and conditions, it too could be you. In, out. So that more and more when we hear any name, we have to say yes. Yes. My deepest heart's desire is to know our interbeing, our interconnection, to not cut any part of this self or yourselves or the world off. It doesn't mean not to discern. Of course, there is difficulty. Of course, there is, we might call evil. In, out, deep, slow. Calm, ease, present moment, wonderful moment. If you sit deeply on your cushion, you will know that this present moment is everything there is. Past, present, future, anything else is just an idea. Just keep coming back. Thich Nhat Hanh, in Peace is Every Step, tells us about meditation. You may think you know how to meditate. Me too. But I love being reminded over and over and over again, this ancient, beautiful posture that we're taught. It's not that you sit down and meditate to become a Buddha, that when you sit down and meditate, you are a Buddha. You are returning home. However, your body finds the way that your body can best express stability, allowing your back to be straight, eyes half closed, your hands folded in your lap. You may be cross-legged. You may sit on a chair with your feet flat on the floor, or you can lie on the floor on your back with your legs straight out, a few inches apart, and your arms at your side, preferably palms up. Don't set up some standard on your own and tell yourself that you're not a Buddha. If your legs or feet fall asleep or begin to hurt during sitting meditation so that your concentration becomes disturbed, please, feel free to adjust your posture. If you do this slowly and attentively, following your breath and each movement of your body, you will not lose a single moment of concentration. If the pain is severe, stand up, walk slowly and mindfully, and when you are ready, sit down again. Sometimes, Thich Nhat Hanh says, you can use meditation as a way of hiding from yourself or from life, like a rabbit going back in his hole. I'm going to be calm. I'm really, really going to be calm. I'm fine. I'm really, really fine. I'm here. I'm here. Doing this, we may be able to avoid some problems for a while, but when we leave our hole, we will have to confront them again. For example, if we practice our meditation very intensely, we may feel a kind of relief as we exhaust ourselves and divert our energy from confronting our difficulties. But when our energy returns, our problems will return with them. We need to practice meditation gently, but steadily. Please, today, gently and steadily, throughout your daily life, not wasting a single opportunity or event to see deeply into the true nature of life, into your deepest heart's desire. That includes our everyday problems. Practicing in this way, we dwell in profound communion with life. And because we're going to be doing some walking, I'll give you Thich Nhat Hanh's instructions on walking. I'm sure you all know how to walk. I do too. But mostly, if you're like me, we're walking on the surface of the earth trying to get somewhere. And we're probably experiencing whatever is in our way as a problem. If it would just stop being this or that, then we'd be able to have what we really want. Walking, Thich Nhat Hanh says, is really to enjoy the walking. Walking not in order to arrive, but just to walk. Could you commit that your deepest heart's desire for this moment, for this day, is just to walk and enjoy it? It sounds so simple, but we all know, keep coming back. The purpose is to be in the present moment. Are you listening? And aware of our breathing and our walking, and to enjoy each step, each breath. I'd extend it to when you're eating. Enjoy each bite. Enjoy the bell. Enjoy going to the bathroom. Enjoy drinking water. It means you're alive. Don't miss it. Shake off all your worries and anxiety. Not thinking of the future, not thinking of the past, just enjoying the present moment. When you do walking meditation outside, which hopefully you'll do after this talk, we have a long period of walking. Walk a little slower than our normal pace and coordinate your breathing with your steps. For example, you may take 3 steps with each in-breath and 3 steps with each out-breath. So you could say in, out, out. In is to help us identify the in-breath. And every time we call something by its name, we make it more real, like saying the name of a friend. So the more you call the names of your problems out loud as the truth of this existence, it makes the smallness of our lives and the contraction and the suffering more real. There's so much space. And then Thich Nhat Hanh says, be aware of the contact between your feet and the earth. Can you feel the contact of your body right now with the earth? Can you feel it? Not with your mind. Feel it drop down. Can you feel the contact with the air and the space around you and the heavens above you? Felt sense right now. Can you feel the miraculous waves of breath breathing you? Thich Nhat Hanh says, walk as if you were kissing the earth with your feet. I say, breathe as if you are kissing the air and all beings with your deep heart of intention. Every step, every breath, a flower blooms. We can do this only if we do not think of the future or the past, and if we know that life can only be found in the present moment. There's a wonderful little book by Thich Nhat Hanh, one of many. It's called Be Free Where You Are. It's a talk that he gave at the Maryland Correctional Institute. He went into the prison. Because I think he knows. we're all in our own little prisons in one way or another. We're all caged in by our thoughts, our habitual karmic patterns. Thich Nhat Hanh really wants, just as we do, for everyone to be free, to be a true human being on this earth. Not going over our problems, pretending we're sublime Buddhas, but to just be right here in this body with an open heart. Porous skin, breathing cells, organs. Thich Nhat Hanh says to the prisoners and to you, dear friends and doggies, you are nothing less than a miracle. There may be times when you feel you are worthless, but you are nothing less than a miracle. Are you breathing this in? The fact that you are here, alive and capable of breathing in and out, is ample proof that you are a miracle. One string bean contains the whole cosmos in it. Sunshine, rain, the whole earth, time, space, and consciousness. You also contain the whole cosmos. Even when you're crabby, even when you're depressed, even when you're anxious. In, out. And what happens the more we practice, and you already know this, aligning with our deepest heart's desire. Your whole life, moment after moment, becomes a moment of practice. Do not waste a moment of your daily life. Every moment is an opportunity to cultivate your solidity, peace, and joy. Your presence can become the presence of a bodhisattva. Do you ever think, I think sometimes when I get on an airplane, what if something happened? It's so clear when you're in something like an airplane. Well, we used to get on airplanes, is that you're all in this little encapsulated space together. And so I look around, or I used to look around and think, we're all in this together. What happens if something happens to this illusion that we are flying way over the earth, safe and sound? Anything could happen. So how do we want to be in this boat, airplane, life, vehicle, vessel? How do we want to take care of this self and all the other selves involved? Begins to speak of my deepest heart's desire is I hope. Do you ever hear that when they say in emergency situations, the degree to which you're trained beforehand will have to do with how you respond when you're pushed? Don't wait till you're dying or till someone you love is dying or whatever you want to come up with. Let's just right now, let's train Bodhisattva, heart, mind, Compassion. Thich Nhat Hanh says in this little book, understanding makes compassion possible. Understanding is the substance out of which we fabricate compassion. But what kind of understanding are we talking about? It is the understanding that other people suffer too. When we suffer, we tend to believe we are the victims of other people, that they are the only ones who suffer. That is not true. Other people also suffer. Every person has their own difficulties, fears, worries, just like you. If we could only see each other's pain, we would begin to understand and open to each other. And once understanding is present, compassion becomes possible. Meditation means to look deeply in order to understand. Look deeply today. Feel your feet on the earth. Look deeply with kind, big eyes at your own suffering. And know that every human being on earth has a self. And in some way or another, is completely entwined in the same boat. Thich Nhat Hanh says, for me, paradise is a place where there is compassion. And when there is compassion in your heart, you need only to breathe in and out and look deeply, and understanding will come. You will understand yourself and become compassionate towards yourself. You will know how to handle your suffering and take care of yourself. And then you will be able to help another person do the same, and compassion will grow between you. And thus you become a Buddha, a Bodhisattva who brings compassion into their environment and transforms hell into paradise. Present moment, wonderful moment. So here's practice, something you might try during the day. It's in a little part here called Walk as a Free Person. When you walk, breathe in. And as you take 2 or 3 steps, call the name of someone you love. Call out to someone you love. Someone who brings you a feeling of freshness and compassion and love. And with every step, call out his or her name. When I breathe in, I take 2 steps and call quietly out. Call the name. And when I call this person's name, they will be with me. And I walk with peace and freedom so that this person that I love can walk with peace and freedom at the same time as me. And when I breathe out, I take another 2 steps and say, here I am, here I am. So not only is that person there for me, but I am there for him at the same time, or her. Marilyn, Elaine, Margot, Kristen, Sue-Ann, here I am, here I am. Entirely concentrated on breath and walking My mind is not thinking of anything else. I was thinking you could also find some language today for your deepest heart's desire. Breathing in. Breathe in your deepest heart's desire. Breathing out. Breathe it out. Breathe it in. Here I am. Here I am. Breathing out, sending it out to the whole world. You might even find some joy in this practice. It might make you laugh. Here's another one you might do. You could call to the earth. Earth, earth, here I am, here I am. The earth is our mother and is always there for us. She has produced us, brought us to life, and she will receive us and bring back again and bring us back again and again countless times. So when I call earth, I call to my awareness that is the ground of my being. Here I am. Here I am. If you practice like this all day long, for a few weeks or months, you will begin to feel much better. The practice is to get in touch with elements inside ourselves that are wonderful, that refresh and heal us. There is a choice point every morning, every moment. If you're like me, if you're human, we somehow tend to like dramas. You notice that? And somehow it's amazing how the negative stuff can catch our attention. It's like, well, it's beginningless greed, hate, and delusion. just notice it. And then call out the name of a loved one or the earth or your deepest heart intention, or walk up to a flower and breathe it in and out and say, here I am, thank you. Just for today. You can go back to your grumbling. Nobody's going to take it away from you. But we all know that it does begin to change and open. It refreshes and heals us. Without mindfulness in our daily life, we tend to allow in many elements that are harmful to our bodies and our consciousness. The Buddha said that nothing can survive without food. Our joy cannot survive without food. Neither can our sorrow and our despair. This is the Bodhisattva Vow, as Thich Nhat Hanh says it. I like this. You might want to write your own Bodhisattva vows sometimes. We could do that. However innumerable beings are, I vow to meet them with kindness and interest. All those crazy ones out there, not to mention all the crazy ones in here. The ones we like and the ones we don't like. I vow to meet all of them with kindness and interest. However inexhaustible the states of suffering are, I vow to touch them with patience and love. Please practice today, touching whatever state of suffering arises in your own heart and mind with patience and love. And however immeasurable the Dharmas are, I vow to explore them deeply. Listen to the silence, the beating of your own heart, the miracle of alive, whatever What is it? There's no end to it. Present moment, wonderful moment. However incomparable the mystery of interbeing, I vow to surrender to it freely. I vow to surrender to it freely. I think sometimes we get scared. We go scampering back to our little ideas and our little, because it feels familiar. At least I know who I am then. Today, just surrender freely to the incomparable mystery of interbeing. Just at the end of the exhale, completely surrender. Breathe in. Here I am. And then surrender and call out the name of your beloved, your deepest heart's desire. You are a miracle. Life is a miracle. And it includes everything. Anything we leave out. Just sit on the edge of it with tenderness and patience and love and kindness for yourself and for the whole world. And little by little, we will all help each other become what we already are, which is true human beings here with open hearts, compassion, and the wisdom to know that there is no beginning and no end and no place to get to. And all you simply need to do is enjoy your feet on the earth and your breath. I think we can do this together. We'll help each other. Okay. So let's do the after lecture chant, which is the Bodhisattva vows. And then I'm going to get up and do 3 full bows. And then you have a full period of outdoor walking, 20 minutes at least, to enjoy your feet on the earth.